Welcome back to some of the best stories from r/TalesFromTechSupport. I hope you had a great day. Thanks for all the likes and comments on the last video. And now let's take a look at the first story. It's called Helicopter Manager. Not too long ago we switched two-factor authentication to BestOf, as the other one was less secure and we kept having annoyance intrusions. Annoyance intrusions is what my job calls it. Person A has their account credentials compromised and a third-party actor tries logging in. They are hit with the two-factor authentication and decide to try their luck. The person who owns the account thinks nothing of it and ignores the prompt or hits no. The third-party actor tries again and again until the person finally gets annoyed and hits yes to shut their phone up. After years of dealing with these kinds of intrusions, we convinced the higher-ups to switch to BestOf. BestOf is cheaper and that's how we got them to approve the switch. We made the swap last year and we kept running into something I call Helicopter Manager syndrome. The manager would set up the entire staff on the two-factor authentication for them. They would not have their workers grab the BestOf app from the store. They would just set it up for them and use secondary authentication methods, i.e. text or call methods. Fast forward to this year, and new security policies are in place. Malicious third-party actors are able to intercept calls and text messages, logging into accounts and compromising our network. Now it is app only. If you forget your phone, guess you gotta drive home. Your phone is lost, stolen, destroyed in a horrible paddle boat accident, gotta get a new phone. Let me introduce you to Helicopter Manager Karen. Karen is a manager of over 150 underlings, whom she treats like her children. Her perfect little angels need her to do everything for them. Since the plague, we all started to live in underground bunkers, or just permanently worked from home. And Karen was always a bit extra when it came to her hovering. If one of her underlings called into the help desk, she had to be free rate onto the call. Her staff needs warranty work, better write up a 4,000-word essay to explain why, or she won't approve it. Actually, that one was easy, as managers don't approve warranty work and cannot interfere with that. Karen was the manager no one wanted to work under, yet was the only choice due to location. So the day comes when we send out the warning email, stating that text and call methods will not work for logging into our systems any longer. Then the second warning, then the third, all ignored. So finally, the day of the switch comes, and Karen is calling us frantically. By this point, Karen has lost over 60% of her underlings. Due to the economy, you have to undo the change. We cannot use this horrible app. Thank you for calling IT. How may I assist you? There was a small silence. Then I said, hello? Karen asked, can you hear me? Yes, I can hear you now. How may I assist you today? I just, never mind. You have to undo this horrible change. We need to be able to text to log into our accounts. This app is horrible. I understand it can be a bit of a pain to set up, but once it's up and running, it is good to go. No, it is not. It's popping up with full screen ads and not letting us authenticate to log in. And it costs $40. Do you know how expensive it is for me to pay $40 for 47 employees? Well, I have some good news there. It is actually free. If the app you have is saying it costs $40, it is not the correct app. Also, BestOf does not have any ads. So that is not the correct app. You don't have to pay for it. That isn't true. I'm looking at it right now on the Play Store. It's called the Authenticator app. It has a lock with a keyhole in it. Ma'am, BestOf is free. It does not cost $40. The one you are looking at is a fake, provided by a malicious third party, trying to steal your login credentials. There was a long pause. Have any of you guys tried to log into the app? They tried, but it wouldn't work with the QR code prompts from the logins. So you are telling me that all of your employees have entered their name and password into this app? They tried to, but it doesn't let them log in. But they physically entered the info. I couldn't finish. I just said it wouldn't let them log in. We do not need to escalate this. While having this conversation, I am on our chat programs with the security department. Hey, I am on with Office 666. You know, Karen's office. Don't ruin my day, please. You know those fake apps that are charging $40 and stealing accounts? Thank you for reaching out to the security department. No one is available to take your call at this time. Bro, okay, yeah, we know the app. It's been all day with this. So, you know Karen, I'll order us some rings. But yeah, her entire office bought this $40 app and entered their creds into the app. Didn't I just tell you not to ruin my day? I'm paying for Wingstop. I'll get on the horn with Karen's boss and the CIO. Right around this time, Karen screamed into the phone, "Did you just disable my account?" I started talking really fast. Per security policies, I have informed the security department of the possible intrusion. Everyone in your branch has had their accounts disabled for their protection. If any of your employees uses their company password for any of their non-work accounts, it is suggested to immediately change it. I invited security, the CIO, and Karen's boss into the call and accidentally disconnected myself from it. Oh, guess I accidentally transferred instead of added. CIO, you have the call now. That works for me. Mistakes happen. Not like you could have done any more anyways. In a private message from the CIO, he told me that he knows what I did there. Karen's entire office was down that day, and it took the security department 4 hours to set up their office on the correct app. Cherry on top, the CIO ended up footing the bill for the rings. The next story is called Missed Deadline. It's 11:30 PM. I'm happily serving the wrap. No callers for over an hour. Life is good. And then my phone starts ringing. What do I do? Security is trying to throw me out. I'm sorry. Where are you? I'm in this building. That officially closes at 11 PM. Okay, well, the building officially closed half an hour ago. I'm not sure why you are calling IT. Because I have an IT problem. Okay, which is? There was an argument between the caller and security guard. After she is asked very loudly to get her stuff together and leave. Hello? Yes? Hello. I think you need to leave. No, I have an IT problem and you need to help me. What's the problem, please? I have a deadline due at 11 PM. I need to upload something to the HR system, but it hasn't been working. It says that I've missed the deadline. What do I do? Ma'am, I'm not familiar with your HR system. We have absolutely no information regarding this. It is all managed by HR, not IT. That said, you do realize it's now 11:30 PM, so technically the message is correct. I have been here since 10:30 PM, but I didn't get logged into my PC until 11 PM. Well, ma'am, I'm sorry, but you missed the deadline. There's not much I can do. You'll need to speak to HR to see what happens next. I can't believe you can't help me. This application has been on the HR system for 6 months, and you know nothing about it? Ma'am, as I said, we don't deal with the HR system at all, especially on the out-of-hours desk. I have no knowledge of how this works. That said, I'm pretty sure that if you're telling me the application has been open for 6 months, and the deadline was 11 PM tonight, and the error you are getting is that you've missed the deadline, paired with the fact it's now 11:30, then I'd suggest there's no IT related fault here. So what do I do then? Speak to HR. I want your full name and employee number. You're going to get fired. And so are you guys. She was probably talking to security. Ma'am, I don't have to give you that. The argument between the caller and security guard was now involving me, as IT won't help me either. Loads of abuse was shouted at the security guys. Eventually it ends with the phone being slammed down. The security guy picked up. Sorry, we are now escorting the caller out of the building. We closed at 11, but we gave her half an hour, as she said it was an emergency. But her time is up. For insurance reasons, we can't let her stay here. And our shifts technically ended 15 minutes ago. No problem, man. There's nothing we can do for her anyway. I don't suppose she's still logged into the computer? Is she? Looks like it. Can you go ahead and open the computer info program for me and read her username? Sure, it's this. Excellent. I've gone ahead and disabled her IT access due to leaving our machine unattended, which is expressly forbidden. I'll also raise a complaint to her management about her conduct. Do you want me to CC in the security desk so you guys can forward a report? That would be great. And with that, this horror call finally ended. The third story is called No Internet. We've been having network issues this morning across many sites. Right before the sites recover, I get a phone call. We are having network issues. We haven't been able to access the internet since last week. This needs to be fixed. it's getting ridiculous. I see the user is in the building across the street from me. And I did not hear about any network issues in that building last week. I would have, because their network is our network. And if they are down, so are we. So I decided to do some quick digging into the user's internet usage via the proxy's logs of the user's IP address. When were you having network issues? All last week. I couldn't get to any outside pages. Was it intermittent? No. So, to clarify, you weren't able to get to any outside pages at all last week? That's what I'm saying. You need to fix this now. So you didn't go to Facebook 23 times, Pinterest 22 times, and you absolutely did not spend 9 hours on Netflix between the 10th and 13th? I don't know what you are talking about. That isn't me. It must have been someone else. Now, I may not be the smartest IT guy, but I know stuff. I verify the user's IP address and compare that to the table and find the user's MAC address. The MAC and IP address match perfectly with the logs, so there's no way it was an IP conflict. So now I have to figure out for sure if the user was on the computer at the time. Were you at work every day last week on this exact computer? Yes. And you don't share the computer with anyone? No, I don't share the computer. So you were on this computer around 40 hours last week without internet access? Yet the logs clearly show you were, in fact, accessing internet? I just want to make sure I have all the correct information before submitting this ticket. That's what I'm saying. There was a small silence. Then I said, I submit the ticket with screenshots of the logs, the table and your IP address. I'll be sure to CC your supervisor, so she knows. You had a network outage and weren't watching Netflix or checking Facebook because your internet was out. But as far as the internet being down today, we are having network issues across the board. This should be resolved shortly. The user tried to stop me, but I ended the call. A few minutes later, I get a phone call from our web proxy admins. He's laughing about this ticket, asking me if this was a joke. I confirmed it was real life, and he laughed harder. He tells me to check the ticket, because he just updated it. I see the problem. Your computer must have left a connection to these sites open, and that was consuming all your bandwidth. I've gone ahead and blocked your IP and MAC addresses from being able to access these URLs in the future. This should resolve any issues you may have in the future. If there is a legitimate business need for access to these sites, please have your director submit a request to unblock these sites. Thanks for watching the video to the end. I hope you enjoyed it. If you did, please don't forget to leave a like, comment and subscribe. And if you have time, watch another one of my videos. Also, if you want to support me further, check out the channel membership or Patreon. And now I hope you have a great day. See you soon. Bye bye.